We're going to bring up an article here that, I mean, this is the point. We were all waiting for this kind of family drama that, remember last season in the offseason, there was like, I think CD's dad or mom, like
called someone out.
A bunch of shit going on. So this is our first family drama that we've had for the Cowboys this offseason. And do you want to break it down, AJ? Or
yeah. It's quite simple. We're all waiting for Micah Parsons to sign that contract. And, you assume it's going to happen unless something so catastrophic ends up between the Cowboys and Micah's team that, they're not able to sit back down at the table. But there was a lot of rumors this week, particularly from a tweet that was sent out.
Like when we were going back and forth yesterday, it was pretty cryptic for us. Like, when we looked at what they were talking about, I was like, what the heck is going on? Is he saying that he's signing or what? Like, what's it at? And like, it at least caused conversation between the three of us, which, as much as you might be watching the show and thinking these are a bunch of idiots, we're pretty intuitive when it comes to these types of things.
Again, AJ made a pretty good point of it when we had initially said.
There we go. Sorry.
You got it up here? AJ was like, well, I don't know how much you can trust this, really. So here we go. Micah Parsons' brother on Micah contract situation. Terrence Parsons Jr. wrote on Twitter or X, the Cowboys moving real different. And he tagged Attack on Cowboys, which is he's a pretty big Cowboys content creator. You finna bust that nut, bro, because that dude had posted, I deep dove into this a little bit. Attack on Cowboys had posted I'll bust my nut if they sign Micah. And then this other dude responded, Trevor Cash responded.
How big is that nut?
How big's that nut? How big is the contract, man? If this is about, I think it's about the GOAT, because we've been worried about when the deal was going to get done. And Terrence Parsons Jr. responded with, Micah was true to his words is all I'm going to say. So he's leading on to Cowboys fans that Micah's deal's about to get done and he is going to sign for less, as reported earlier in the offseason when Micah said he didn't need to become the highest paid player.
Right.
That kind of gets us caught up. So I went to that Attack on Cowboys YouTube page and he did a whole 8-minute video about it being like, oh, I got the inside scoop. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, man, if this doesn't turn out good for you. What do you don't really have shit.
No, and that was my thing is I listen to these guys because they're close, right? He's Micah Parsons' brother. It's like, okay. First of all, though, I think that's kind of breaching code if he's out here releasing cryptic tweets, getting insider information, then releasing cryptic tweets. If that was Micah or his team or the Cowboys, someone's gonna have a problem with that. So that's just like the first kind of red flag. But number two is, and also with Dak's brother too, or anyone connected to these players, because I'm sure it happens all over the NFL. What's their rate of accuracy, right? Like
Low.
If this guy comes out and says this shit all the time and none of it's ever true, don't listen to him. Like it's what he's saying is not true. He's either really enjoying pulling the wool over people's eyes and having fun trolling people, and that can be fun, and I wouldn't get mad at that. Or he just has got information. Maybe it was something he overheard in a conversation. I don't know. So I'm not saying that he's an all-out liar. But yeah, if it's just completely, it's a nothing burger, but then there is more to it. It turned out to be a nothing burger, I should say. But then there is more to it here. With Jane Slater saying, well, there is chatter on Twitter about Micah Parsons and a contract extension being finalized. I checked. Not only is it not done, but what would be characterized as meaningful talks haven't even began yet, per two sources informed.
Wait a sec, could go up. Do you think she needed to put the I checked in there?
I checked.
Being finalized, I checked. It's like, well, we would hope so. You're a beat writer for the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're Jane Slater. Of course you check.
I hope you're not just Terrence Parsons Jr.ing us.
Yeah. Give us more cryptic messaging, Jane. This is way too straightforward.
And way too many, and there's too much structure. Like, you can't have any periods.
Or
periods. Commas.
Tag someone. But then Terrence Parsons shared Slater's repost with emojis saying, LOL, I told you I don't know shit.
Trolling?
Yeah. I mean, he might have got excited too.
Seems like a weird thing to troll about.
The thing that bothers me the most about this is that like you're Micah Parsons' brother. So Alex also kind of mentioned like you're breaking code a little bit. And also if you're trying to like generate like views and people to kind of come towards you, just invest a little bit in your setup. Like he was doing it. Like if you look at the shot where he does his show, he's like in the bottom corner of a webcam in a bedroom, and it's like, dude, just put a little bit of effort into this because people would be all over you if your show had a little bit of production. But that's just a.
So are you saying he almost is like when one of us is
Oh yeah. Like,
ad setup is 40 times better than he looks like he's just in a clock.
It's like this, and the camera's like this, and he's like this,
and it's pitch black.
Yeah, it's just I don't get it. Like you have your brother who's a professional athlete, and you're trying to do something in the space. Like just put a little bit more effort into it. I think stuff like this makes it even harder to trust sources. And again, I mean, I'm just speaking of. I've never met the guy. I mean,
dude, might be an awesome dude.
Yeah, he could be an awesome dude, and I should watch a bit more of his stuff. But like, that just always kind of confused me. It's like, oh, why wouldn't you just do a little bit more there? And then secondly, I'm having a hard time to know what to do with my hands. I'm so used to doing stuff while you guys are talking.
Butthole stuff.
Yeah, but now that I'm not having to control anything and I'm just sitting here listening to you guys talk, I'm just like, I feel like I need to be doing something, so I'm just gonna hold my hands like this.
Do it. Got it.
Sometimes I'll just grab my balls and stuff under camera. You can't really see, and that keeps me occupied.
Keeps you in check.
I think the biggest thing to take away from here is, first of all, we're all gullible, and me included. So let's just admit it.
Well, we want to jump on. We always want to jump on it, right? You want to be like, oh my God, he's getting signed.
No,
I had very low expectations from it. Like just the Cowboys, the Cowboys' track record with doing this and signing players isn't very good in the first place.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know.
It's the most unneeded delay, though. Like there's no, like, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for that time in the offseason when the draft's done and you want to generate some more topics. Like, it would be the biggest news right now if you re-sign Micah Parsons. And it would probably be better going into the rest of free agency and draft.
So, and this would be my plan with Micah, because usually when you sign a guy and extend it, it's to free up cap space this season. And they probably have some sort of magical math where you could do the same thing, but free up cap for next season. We got $55, $57 million in cap space. Maybe it's a little less after we've signed all those guys. Let's say $45 million. Still enough to go out there and sign a banger if we needed to. Like right. The biggest free agent on the market. We could go do that with the $45 million. Might eat most of that up, but it could be done. Personally, much more rather if they do when they do the extension with Micah, pay him more this year and then free up more money in years 2 and 3.
Front end load it.
Yeah, because if you're not spending this much, if we're going to be sitting on $50 million or $40 million cap at the end of the season, just get rid of it now, and then it opens up that amount for us next season. When now, okay, that $20 million that might be free is now that's a big signing in free agency that could be made. We know the Cowboys don't lack to make moves. I don't lack to fill holes in the free agency, but at some point you're going to have to do that.
Yeah, when you feel like you have a contender. The crazy thing for me is, again, I'm going to go back to the attack on Cowboys. He was talking and he was getting really excited. Oh, the Cowboys are finally going to sign him and then they're going to have all this money. But all I kept thinking about is all the top tier free agents are kind of gone.
I know.
Like there's still some guys that you could get. I was kind of looking at positions that we've been drafting, like running back, cornerback, wide receiver. There's really nobody out there that I would like to spend a lot of money on. There was the guy like Travarius Ward at the start of free agency. Yeah. Sure, that would have been awesome to break the bank for that. But I don't think there's any of those guys out there that you really want to spend money on or too much money on anymore.